Welcome back, G family. And today, as you can see, we got us another one. This one's called Almost Getting Away with Murder. Girlfriend picked it out. You know, we doing last minute pickouts because it's been a struggle, man. I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna keep this short because I done been sitting here trying to tell y'all the whole spiel, and the next thing you know, we find out something ain't working. But just know we fighting to get these videos out for y'all. We gonna start being more consistent. We gonna get that work out. But without further ado, we gonna get into this thing, see what them boy got to say.
Someone ran into someone else's Chevy truck. Okay, is there still people inside it? I think it's a female and a male, I think. There's blood everywhere.
On the morning of November 2nd, 2007, in Waterloo, Iowa, two people were...
Interesting fact. In 2007, I was just 7 years old.
shot dead as they drove through a residential neighborhood. The victims were found covered in blood after their sports utility vehicle crashed into a fence outside a home. When police arrived at the scene, they discovered a female driver and an adult male passenger, both of them having gunshot wounds to the head. Looking at the crime scene, it was clear to the detectives that the victims were shot by someone sitting in the back seat of the vehicle. The incident occurred unexpectedly as the pair were violently shot at close range. The detectives suspected that this might have been a drug deal gone bad, because when they searched the car, they found a gun, some cash, as well as some marijuana.
I'm about to say, that's some pretty big
The two victims were identified as 28-year-old Ronald Skullark and 18-year-old Anissa Schroeder, and it appeared that the two were in a relationship at the time. At the scene, detectives also noticed a very long trail of blood that led down the street from behind the vehicle. There was also part of a footprint alongside the trail. It seemed that the shooter got out of the car immediately and started running back in the direction the vehicle came from, eventually arriving at an area of apartments that was nearby. Detectives know this because shortly after they found a second vehicle nearby, which appeared to have had a smudge of blood on the left rear passenger seat. When police questioned the people living in the apartments, a couple said that the car was indeed theirs, and that the reason there was a smudge of blood on the car was because an African-American man covered in blood came to them as they were getting into the car and begged them to give him a ride out of the area. They obliged, and after 15 minutes of driving, they dropped him off in the middle of the street, and that was the last they've seen of him. Not long after the incident, police received information about a friend of Ronald Skullark's named Raymond Holmes. Raymond told the police that he had some information that he wanted to share about a possible suspect named Tay. He was immediately brought over to the police station for a formal interview.
Dude, I don't care. You gotta have on your house right now. I don't care. I smoke weed, I ain't gonna lie to you. One of my best friends, so.
Tay told you he was in their car.
In the truck, yeah.
In the truck, Suburban, and you bought 2 pounds of the dope. How close are he and Junior?
Close enough, Junior, trust him.
Hey, it's scary like that. I mean, would he do something like this?
He's a robber.
He's a robber, maybe he's a robber.
He will rob somebody. You know what I'm saying? He's known for that.
Why kill him?
That I can't answer.
Martavis Keys, commonly known as Tay, was tracked down by the investigators and was brought to the police station for an interview. His girlfriend, Ashley Edwards, who was 8 months pregnant at the time, was also brought into the police station.
Alright. Okay. What's your name? Martavis Keys. You want to go ahead and talk to me about this and then know why we brought you down here?
Why y'all brought me down here? Well, I'm assuming because of the murder accident. Murder, right? That's what I'm assuming.
I like how he already started off with it's a murder accident. Like, if you don't know nothing about it, if you innocent, like if you really innocent, how you know it was an accident? Yeah. Them boys just coming to talk to you, so that already say something to me.
You talk to somebody about this?
I talked to Fleeger. What's the detail?
Fleeger?
Yeah.
Fleeger.
Yeah.
When did you talk to Fleeger?
That same day. That later on day.
It's important to mention that Tay was not unknown to police before this incident. In fact, Tay has been working as a confidential informant for one of the detectives covering the case. His job was to be a secret source who, through this contact officer, supplied information on criminal activity to the police.
I know everything that happened. I know everything that happened. I was in the truck when it happened. I was in the truck when it happened.
Usually, when someone is brought in as a potential suspect in a double homicide, they would try their best to distance themselves from the crime, no matter if they were guilty or not. Tay, however, was doing the exact opposite. The fact that Tay has already built a rapport with some of the detectives prior to this incident meant that he had a certain level of credibility. He is more trusted solely because he was known to be reliable in the past.
Junior picked me up and we got in the car. There was already a guy in the car. There was already a guy in the car. When I got in the car, them two was arguing. And he was telling the chick, you know what it's all about. You know what it's all about. And she's like, I swear to God, I don't know. And he's like, you know your boyfriend robbed you or something. Junior turned around and slapped him. The guy in the back, he turned around and slapped him. And then dude pulled a pistol. And then dude bang, shot him. I froze up like, man, what you doing? So then I hop out and just run. I run to the brown apartment building. And then somebody was pulling out. I hopped in there like, can I get a ride?
Tay's story appeared to be...
But them boys say he was covered in blood though. Like, I know blood gonna splatter, but how you covered in it?
Yeah.
How you covered in it? If you was just a witness, how you covered in it?
Yeah.
Credible, especially because he was giving...
Especially the blood marks on the car, bro. The blood marks on the car was kind of... That was a lot.
No.
That was a lot.
Yeah.
all this information up voluntarily without being pushed for answers. It was now time to identify the new suspect that Tay has mentioned and bring him into the police station for an interview.
I'm going to show you a group of photographs. This group of photographs may or may not contain a picture of the person who committed the crime being investigated. Any questions about that? No. Okay. Number one. Turn the page.
Yeah, turn the page. I can. Yeah, turn the page.
Number two.
No, not yet.
Number three.
How sure are you? I'm like 199% sure. Yeah, that's that man.
The suspect he had named was 27-year-old Clarence Flowers, a man who was local in the area that did have a criminal history. Tay was allowed to go back home with his girlfriend. However, he refused, as he was terrified that Clarence or one of Clarence's associates would come after him and try to hurt him.
I don't want anyone to be able to hurt him or you. Okay, and I think that's a realistic risk. Okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to put you guys up in a hotel on our dime. Okay? We're going to have a police officer sit outside the door.
Tay was brought back to the station the next day and was asked by one of the detectives if he would like to take a polygraph test, which he agreed to. Although they are not admissible in court, given how open and honest Tay seemed in his interview, passing this test would most likely convince the detectives that Tay could indeed be innocent. However, before they could even start the test, the detectives received information from his girlfriend, who said that after the shooting, Tay went over to a friend's house named Mike. This was a crucial piece of information that Tay left out of his initial interview.
You doing okay there? But that's some housekeeping stuff I have to do. Just a quick clarifications on the things from last night. Your girlfriend told the other investigator that you told her you had been to Mark's on Friday morning.
More. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that more happened here. Yeah, that more than you.
Okay.
No.
Question. What do you think this car was?
I don't know.
Oh, what do you think it was?
Did you tell the truth? Yeah, I believe so. What was? Yeah, it came back to. I knew I was telling the truth.
He was a little too excited for that for me.
That's what I'm
a
saying.
little too excited.
That's what I'm saying. Like if you telling the truth, you would have just been like, hey, that's good that's cleared up. You wouldn't be sitting there celebrating like
Like he just won $1 million.
yeah, that boy.
He was too happy and clapping on.
Yeah, bro. Like I don't know,
Red
man.
flag.
Yeah.
You read it, you weren't, so no question.
It's all been clear, right?
Yeah.
I'm about to hug the man.
I can go home now.
Well, you could have gone home last night. That was the question, okay?
Yeah.
Have a seat. Have a seat.
Beautiful.
Is there anything you can help me list that'll help me find the guy.
Hey, that's him.
How sure are you?
Man, I'm like 199% sure. You know what, man? Just let me out on the streets, I'll go find this dude right now.
Well, I mean, I don't want you to do that.
The detectives then went to Clarence Flowers' house, the suspect Tay confirmed to be the shooter. When they arrived there, they found out that Clarence wasn't even in the Waterloo area on the day of the shooting. He had a rock-solid alibi and was therefore not the suspect they were looking for.
Oh, shit.
He just thought of somebody. He just saw the list of people and just picked somebody.
Yeah.
And bruh just so happened to have an airtight alibi, bruh.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I said, that's good.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what bruh get for real.
This made the detectives highly suspicious of Tay, because Tay was adamant that Clarence was the shooter, which could not have been the case. The investigators also told Tay's girlfriend to drive them to Mike's house, where Tay said he was, just an hour after the shooting. When they arrived at the house, Mike informed them that Tay did in fact come to his house that morning soaked in blood. He said that he seemed agitated and that everything he touched was also being covered in blood. Mike also said that Tay was carrying a 9mm.
So it's like, how you you just you a terrible liar, bro. And then you go into people's house touching everything. Like, what sense does that make?
Yeah.
Why are you touching everything? Why are you touching everything? You know you covered in blood, bruh.
Dumbest criminal.
Bruh snitching and he go. Bruh snitching and he gonna kill some people, bruh.
That he strapped to his waist. He noticed this when Tay accidentally dropped it on the floor outside the house, but quickly picked it back up. This alarmed the detectives because a 9mm was the exact type of gun that was used in the shooting of Ronald Scullark Jr. and Anissa Schroeder. It was at this moment that the detectives connected the dots and saw the...
Pause, I'm sorry. This is that girl 18 and he 28. They tripping. That might be tripping.
bigger picture. Tay was the one who was in the back seat of the car.
Yeah.
Tay was the one who ran out of the car dripping in blood. Tay was the one who asked for a ride from two strangers and tried his best to flee the scene as quickly as possible. Tay was also carrying the same gun used in the shooting. There was only one possible suspect from the beginning, and it was the man they have been interviewing this whole time. With this newfound information, it was now time to sit down with Tay and try to extract the truth from him. This has now turned from an informal interview to an interrogation.
The reason we came back here is some things came up. You need to be brutally honest with me about what happened over at Mark's house, okay?
Hey, don't happen over there.
Did you drop anything outside?
I ain't dropped.
He's stepping aside.
He's got it.
Swear to God, I ain't dropped nothing, okay?
Did you drop something
I
outside?
didn't drop nothing. What did I drop? I ain't dropped no gun. You know, if you thinking that or something.
I didn't say gun. Why did you just...
Bruh is snitching on his soul. What the? This is why they tell you to shut up and just get your lawyer, because you sound stupid. You sound dumb.
I didn't drop no gun. You just said you witnessed this man shoot two people right in front of your eyes and then take off. Then you gonna turn around when the cops just ask you where you drop. You know they already know. Them boy ain't gonna ask no question just randomly like that, bro. That's a very specific question. You know they know the answer to that, bro.
Yes.
You know they do. And he gonna talk about something. I ain't dropped nothing. I ain't dropped nothing. I ain't dropped no gun if that's what you think I dropped.
Come on now. No,
That boy bad, bro. He think he's slick.
He's a horrible, horrible liar.
He think he's slick. He think he really slick right now. That's just the funniest thing ever, bro. Like, he really think he getting off right now. Like, he really think, like, that boy cheer in front of them. Man, yeah. He going away.
Yeah.
He going away.
I'm just saying, so you said, you know what I'm saying, what did I drop? I didn't drop nothing.
Okay. I didn't say anything about a gun. You just said I didn't drop a gun. Why did you say that?
I'm just saying, because you like, did you drop something?
Would it surprise you to hear that they just said that you dropped a gun?
Hell no, man.
Listen to me.
Hell no.
Look at me. I ain't playing. I haven't been playing. I'm really down here. Listen to me. Listen to me. Honest with you, okay? Stop talking for a minute, okay? There's no reason why when I asked you, did you drop something, you say to me like I didn't drop a gun or nothing. There's no reason that you would just pick that out of nowhere.
Yeah, because when we
You never said anything about a gun before.
Yeah.
Why would you say it now?
because it's what you just say, like, did you drop anything?
Like keys, like a phone.
I told you I know about keys.
Any of those things are possibilities. You pick a gun out of nowhere. I know that
I know that you lied to me.
I know that you lied, and now I'm wondering why you lied. While you still had blood on you, you had a gun. Yes or no?
Like that. Yes.
Okay.
Finally, Tay has admitted that he did indeed have the gun at Mark's house. Although it's not solid proof that Tay is the shooter, the detective can now back him into a corner and force him to explain the reason for him carrying this gun.
Them boy talking about this man need to, bruh, if it was only, like he's saying it was 4 people in the car. The 4th person, it never was in that car. So that means there was 3 people in the car. If there's 3 people in the car, that's an open and shut case. I don't know why they sitting there trying to damn get this man. I mean, I know they want a confession, but I don't know why they sitting here trying to get this man. They might as well just stack the evidence against him. You know what? That's just what they like to do, bro. They like to get confessions, bro. They like people to just come out with it. And I get why they do that.
I'm not saying that you shot them, man. I just need to get you to resolve why you had the gun with you and when you had it with you. But if you tell me these stories that I know aren't true, it doesn't help you. Look at me, man. Look at me. I'm serious as a heart attack here, okay? I know when you're telling the truth and when you're not, okay?
Right now.
So what the thing about it is that if I walk out of here going, well, he told me another story, that's not the truth. We are nowhere. We are nowhere helping you, okay?
Can I see my girl?
Yeah, I will bring her down here. You guys can sit in the room alone.
Okay.
I'm not going to bring her down here until we talk. I need to know what kind of gun that was.
It was just a small one, man, like 38 or something, you know what I'm saying?
The size of the actual gun doesn't matter. I want to know what caliber it was.
What you mean by caliber?
What kind of bullets and stuff?
I don't know, man. I don't know all that, man, about what kind of bullets it took and all that, man.
Take a line, man.
You take a line, man. Just go ahead and take me downtown right now.
He think you're lying because you started off with a lie.
He sure did.
So it's like, how does man expect them to all of a sudden believe him?
He started off with a lie. He sat there
And conjured up a bunch of stories and picked out people.
Well, I was gonna say he sat there and celebrated the fact that he damn passed the polygraph test.
Oh yeah.
And then he's sitting there exposing himself, talking about something. Oh, I ain't drop a gun, even though the detective didn't say anything about that, bruh. So it's just like you giving all this evidence away, and you gonna sit here and talk about something you think I'm lying. Like, bruh, you caught. You real life caught. Like he just don't know what to say at that point. He ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
I've been number real to you all day now.
Your story is falling apart, man.
I'm
telling you, all of a sudden, if we were in a boat, we'd be sinking, okay?
Oh my God, I'm telling you,
This is not working, okay?
Why did you shoot him? I didn't shoot him, man.
Growing extremely frustrated, the detective would now change his tactic and go from interrogating him and demanding him to explain himself to flat out accusing him of murder by...
No.
Then if you look at it, bro, he got this man backed up into a corner. That boy probably feel all kinds of helpless. He like, I can't leave. This man sitting right in front of me. This man asking me serious questions that he already know the answer to. He already know what he done been doing in that truck. He just busted, bro, and he's scared, bro. He don't know what to say. That man just trying to lie his way out of the situation. You're done, bro. You almost had him, but you're done, bro.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
asking why he did it, as opposed to did he do it. This particular change in tactic is often used by detectives when they want to change the direction that the interview is heading towards. In Tay's mind, he will now go from a suspect who can explain his way out of the situation to feeling like he's already been figured out and that he has no choice but to confess and tell the truth.
I didn't.
I'm not asking if you shot him. I'm asking why you shot him. It's different. Why did you shoot Junior?
Why do you feel like I shot him for?
I'm not going to keep claiming.
I don't think I shot him.
You don't think you shot him?
I don't know.
You don't know or you don't think?
I didn't. You're saying I committed a murder?
I'm
Because
not saying the word murder, okay? I'm saying that I know that you shot them. I don't know why you shot them.
I'm telling you nothing but the truth.
If you want to change it, it's not going to go.
The interrogation wasn't going anywhere, so the detective decided to place him in a holding cell, while another detective interviewed his girlfriend. She was now the only hope they had of getting any information. Otherwise, Tay would be released from the police station due to a lack of evidence.
So they just said they would have to release him due to a lack of evidence. But my thing is, how many people was in the car? Like, I just don't get that. Like, how many people was in the car? What happened to the little bullet trajectory stuff that they used to do, bro? What happened to all of that crap where they take the little thing and find out the bullet tracing and all that? What do you mean? Don't boy about to sit there and let this man go, and he been the only other people in the car. So what them boy do? It was no signs of suicide. Them boy ain't had no gun on them. Somehow they end up shooting themselves, and then the gun just left the car.
Yeah.
Somehow they end up shooting and killing themselves, and the gun just left the car.
And then it just happened to be on, bruh.
That's what I'm saying. Happened to be on Brian. He just so happened to be covered in blood. How you mean y'all ain't got enough evidence? That sound like the whole story right there.
Exactly.
That sound like the whole story if you ask me. If I'm the judge, that's the whole story. I mean, I don't know how this law stuff works.
But that's
the whole that's the whole cake right there, bro. There's no more than that.
Now is the time you need to say something and accept the fact that he's going to be arrested. Just because you weren't a little white lie didn't tell me the whole story doesn't make you a bad person. But you've got something on the way here. You're young, you got a life ahead of you. And says, no, I'm going to bring her back down here and give her a chance to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth.
They have nothing on her, but they trying to make her feel like if she don't talk, she gonna get in trouble.
Yeah.
That boy putting a pressure on him. That boy putting the pressure. He's like, listen, we need you to tell the whole story, man. We trying to make this the best situation for you. You young, you this and that. You got a future. You got places you can go if you just tell the truth right now and set yourself free. Boy trying to throw the book on her. Well, the fake book, because they can't really do nothing. If she sit there and say, oh, I'm not saying nothing, it ain't like she killed nobody. It ain't like she hide the man. It ain't like she the one tell him, boy, he been to Mark House to help them really realize he been lying. So, I mean, I don't know how them boy going. I don't know how this one gonna play out, but them boy putting pressure on her.
This is a good thing to stop because that little child in there didn't need to be around that stuff. And that child, at the very least,
yeah, they throwing everything.
A mother there to take care of him or her.
Then if you look at her knees, bro, her knees all buckle up. And she probably crying. You can't. Yeah, look. Yeah, she crying, bro.
Yeah.
They throwing the weight on her. They trying to make her feel like everything wrong that can happen in life is happening in life to her, and it's like they playing what the next man did on her. They playing her boyfriend what her boyfriend did on her, and that's some bad stuff. Cause now she's sitting here getting all emotional, and really they just want a confession. Really they just want her to tell the truth, but they making it seem like she about to face some serious time. She about to get thrown away. That's why you gotta stay educated, bro. Stay educated on the law. Got to.
I wanted to believe him. Told me that there was a fight, that he had stopped somebody else, and the story changed.
Oh, dang. He is a compulsive liar.
I don't know what is the truth and what is the lie. The story kept changing. The truth is what you know and what you saw. I'm even scared. There's so much to do. And I call it a little overman. That's why I had to get rid of him. Look out for this. Under the garbage bag. Tell me where the gun and the garbage bag in the suitcase went. Everything I've heard. And what happened to the gun? Where at?
When the
Now at this point, she done confessed, so them boy can.
Yeah.
Now they can get her. If she had stayed quiet and lawyered up, it would have been a different story at first. But she done snitched on herself, so now she dead. Now she gotta show them boy. And at first story don't check out, them boy gonna put even more heat on her. And in that case, I mean, she obviously lying, so that might be some evidence right there. I don't know how that one would go, but this is crazy, bro. This is crazy.
detectives arrived at the campground, they immediately saw many different pieces that were scattered on the ground, including pieces of burnt clothing, a burnt garbage bag, and a suitcase that was also burnt to a crisp.
You should at least picked up the burnt stuff and like toss it off somewhere.
They left everything. They thought they because no, it really was a foolproof plan until bruh story didn't check out all the way, and then his gal been over there giving up so much information.
Yeah.
She been giving up the whole story, so it was like, even with all that, they probably would have found that years later and not made a connection. Even with all that, bruh. Like, it was just her just being that honest, bro. Like, he done. He done. He know what he done did. He know what he done did, bro.
Someone was trying their best to hide evidence. Not long after, they also managed to find the gun that
That boy look goofy as hell, bro.
Yeah, man. He look like a wannabe weather boy.
Yeah, man. He just look too goofy, bro.
That's police evidence.
Word, bro, that boy.
had thrown in the river. The detectives now had conclusive proof linking Tay to the murders. It was now a matter of revealing this information.
But how them boy burning stuff really mean anything though? Like him covered in blood, I guess because they didn't have the evidence of him covered in blood and all that.
Yeah.
They just had the story, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, they just had the story, so they didn't really have the whole, yeah, I see.
To him and seeing his reaction. Getting a full-blown confession from Tay, although it is not necessary, it would further seal the case and make sure that Tay is prosecuted fairly for his actions.
She just told the investigators some information that you left out.
What?
And this all happened in a span of a couple days.
Yeah.
79 hours.
I was thinking.
Bro, that's just a couple days. That boy ain't no type of slick. He almost got off for good. And got busted in a couple of days. Them boy wasn't playing with him. But I mean, I understand. That boy killed 2 people.
Yeah.
Now you're getting her involved, okay?
What?
She told us about the park and the campfire.
Hmm.
When we talk about it, you're gonna feel better when the truth is out.
That boy quiet now.
On your shoulders.
That boy quiet now. Look at that boy. Look at that boy. That's a defeated pose. That's like, man, bro, I ain't going home.
Oh.
Look at him. He's just defeated, bro. Like he know he done.
Yeah.
Head down. He just back. He don't even want to be by the detective no more. He just like, yeah, I just done, bro. He just back. He can't even hold his arms up. He just back, bro.
You trying to figure out what else he gonna what else lie he gonna take him.
It's too late.
Yeah.
It's too late. He's done.
Yeah. Yeah. Wife. I know. Look, come here, man. Come on, man.
My back is killing me, man. I'm serious. I don't think you're gonna tell me. Well, I'm not gonna play.
I'll tell you, man. Just let me see how. I swear to God, I'm gonna tell you, man.
Just do that. I don't think you're gonna tell me.
I'll stop. Look, I'll tell you everything you need to know as soon as she get here. I swear, don't joke. Just you get him here, get her here. Let me talk to her husband one more time, and then demonstrate all the way, and then me and you can have a conversation. And you go finish your paperwork. No joke. I sit in the. What you want me to do? See right here? It's okay, man. No problem. No, I'm glad you did. Cause man, it would hurt your feelings, man. That's why I wouldn't put you in there. Okay.
Why every time people think when the investigator leave the room, when the detective leave the room,
It's the time to be brutally honest, right?
Bruh, the cameras are still rolling. It's not, bruh. Cameras were invented in like, what, the 1800s, I think? The 1800s, somebody correct me if I'm wrong. Cameras been around for a long time. In 2007, you don't think them boy had some type of camera? Some type of recording device? Even if they ain't had a camera, they had some type of audio recording device. Bruh, they had something. And you gonna sit there and confess. Yeah, done. Yeah, dummy done. Yeah, dummy done. Yeah, dummy done. But I guess he gonna confess after he talked to her.
Don't worry, Tate. Baby, I'm so sorry.
How you gonna sit there and tell her that? You the one did that. Nah, I wanna know why.
On Thursday, February 26, 2008, just over 3 months after the tragic death of Ronald Skullock Jr. and Anissa Schroeder, Martavis Tay Keys was convicted of 2 counts of first-degree murder and was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole.
Them boy get him going fast because it was real obvious after that. After the girlfriend done spilled with them boy done dead, it been real obvious after that. But my cat over here trying to mess with us. We need to go somewhere. Boy, that's so crazy, bro.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's crazy, bro. That this man almost get away with it for real. He was so close. If he had just choose the right person who couldn't have a legit alibi, bro, he would have probably been free right now.
Yeah.
Right now. But that man in the pen. That man in the pen. But hey, we gonna wrap this one up, y'all, boy. I hope y'all like this one. If y'all did, make sure y'all hit that like. Make sure y'all hit that comment. Make sure y'all subscribe and all that. You got anything you want to say?
No, not really, but yeah, all that goodness.
Now, we show this video to one. I don't want to say it multiple times. I'll just leave it at just now. But we going to do our best to get this out for you guys. And we hope y'all enjoy. We hope y'all rocking with us. This is just the beginning. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to give y'all the whole talk again. Because, you know, don't want to miss out. I don't want to give y'all too much. And then next thing you know, y'all don't even see it. I just want y'all to see it. So, but yeah, this is the beginning. So if y'all rocking with us now, trust and believe it's going to get better. But we going to catch y'all in the next one.
Peace.